All right. This is fantastic. I think I know what I'm doing. I haven't done a Zoom in a while. How are you doing tonight, Jordan?
Doing great. How about you?
All right. No, and this is fun. What it is we're going to talk about soccer and football. Actually, there was some news. Tell people what's going on with your kicking future.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I committed to Mississippi State to kick there. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah. How does that even come about? I mean, how did the Mississippi State find you, or how did you find them?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a couple schools, and then one of the coaches that told me to walk actually from UCLA, he linked me to Mississippi State, and they just offered me a preferred walk on from there and took it.
That's very good. Did you follow what happened to them last year, where they had those open tryouts? Did you read about this?
I did read about that. Yeah, it was pretty
Tell
cool.
people what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so two of the guys got injured over the course of the year, and then they pretty much just told people around campus if you kicked in high school, there's an open tryout, and some kids did that, and then they eventually took their third string. I'm pretty sure.
Right. And then what about the head guy there, Mike Leach? Have you spoken to him? Do you know anything? He's quite a character. Do you know
Yeah,
about
so
him?
I did speak to Mike Leach, and that was pretty cool. I mean, my dad loves him. My parents have read a whole bunch about him, and I did speak with him on the phone, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. So he knows you're coming, and I'll give you a tip. Not your first conversation in person. Mention pirates. Are you aware of this? He loves to. You might not know this. He loves to talk about pirates.
Yeah, on my commitment post, there is some Pirates on there, and I didn't know that at first because I was like Mississippi State Bulldogs. I didn't know the Pirates, the whole background behind it, but he told me a little bit.
Yeah, no, no, no. So no, if you can get along with Mike Leach, that'd be fantastic. He's a interesting guy. I mean, Washington State, Texas Tech. You're a young guy, Crabtree, before with the 49ers. He was
Okay.
he was the wide receiver there at Texas Tech. And then, yeah, so how did this work? You mentioned you were talking with UCLA. What other schools were involved?
A couple Pac-12 schools, but nothing really went too crazy with all of them. And then I played high school soccer, and I just waited it out. And then my kicking coach currently, Matt Moran, who's from Stanford for 7 years, he did some Lincoln, and then Mississippi State just came out.
Right. No, that's a good opportunity. And what do you know about like the depth chart? I mean, how many kickers are there? I mean, sometimes there's a lot.
Yeah, right now there's two guys that are both grad transfers, so they're both they only got 1 year of eligibility left, and then I'll be next, and then we'll probably bring in a couple 5 stars or something, or 4 stars, and then just be competing my sophomore year.
Yeah, that's it. You go there, you redshirt or do whatever, you learn, and you just take it from there. And I'm trying to think. You also, I've known you. I mentioned a little bit about soccer. Your soccer. What came first, soccer or football?
Soccer, yeah, I've been playing soccer my whole life. I only played football since my sophomore year of high school, but soccer has definitely been it's my favorite sport, like no matter what. But I just transferred it over to the football field and just kicked the ball.
Right. And speaking of transferring, I wasn't even aware of this. That's why I didn't know of you until you were a junior. Tell people if you're driving far. Tell people what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Marin. I'm like the only kid from De La Salle that's from Marin, and I do about like a 40-minute drive. And I was at Cameron High School for 2 years, and then made the transfer for my junior and senior year.
Yeah. How does that even happen? I mean, how do you say I want to drive on Highway 37? How did this even come about?
Well, I, you know, I I thought of the big picture, and I was like, this is all going to be worth it. And luckily, it was. I mean, I worked hard. I just put my head down. I got used to the drive. The drive is what sucked the most, but it was all worth it.
Tell people that don't know, Highway 37 is hit and miss. I mean, if
Yeah,
tell people, I mean, if something goes haywire on there, you're stuck. Tell people
it,
about this.
it can be anywhere from 15 minutes to a solid an hour and 30 minutes. It
Right.
can be brutal at times.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, the interest, no, you have to do the Benicia Bridge. I was trying to think. It's pretty far, but yeah, just one bridge. And yeah, so you did that, and then when you came to De La Salle, so there was you would have played. Were you backing up on varsity your junior year? I can't remember. What was the story there? I was that
For
was during
football?
the yeah, it would have been actually during you. So you came. Your first season would have been the COVID season.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about that 6 game season.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was brutal at first because I transferred and then we waited. We just kept waiting every month. It was like, wait another month, wait another month. But I was with Blas Guerrero and he was the senior at
Yes.
that time, and I learned a bunch from him. And then we split here and there, and he had a great senior year. And then he kind of taught me the ropes.
That's the perfect situation where you learn from a senior and then you're a junior and then you get the year to yourself. That's also tell people about that. You transfer into Del Salle and then, yeah, you don't know what the heck's going on with the season. Tell people how that season kept getting postponed and postponed.
Yeah, I mean, there was the smoke, the whole smoke situation, and then COVID, and it was just brutal. And then I was at school, and I didn't know a lot of people, to be honest. I knew like one or two people transferring in, but everything just got postponed, and then I was stuck in my junior year. Like, damn, like I only go to school 2 days a week, and then football. Sometimes it's canceled, sometimes it's not. So it was kind of brutal, to be honest.
All right. No, but it worked out. You got in those 6 games. And then talk about your seniors. Actually, it's interesting. Both were 2021, right? It was the spring of 2021. And speak about the fall of 2021. What are some of your memories of playing your senior year?
My senior year, I mean, that was awesome. I had so much fun. That felt like a true De La Salle football season. It felt new to me, to be honest, because of COVID took away the junior year. So it was a great experience. I loved it. I met a lot of people. I enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. Played in some big games. It was awesome.
And then what about the mechanics of kicking? It's individual, but I was thinking about that. It's the people blocking, it's the snap, the long snapper, and the holder. You all have to work together, and what's that like? I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like to spot the ball. Yeah, was it Abbas was probably the long snapper.
Yeah.
Who was spotting the ball for you?
JC Romo.
Okay, yeah, and so you just are you guys put together like like the coaches say, okay, you're the kicker, you're the holder, figure it out, or how does that work?
We would do reps here and there in practice. I was usually on my own. Um, I would snap to the side with Avis. But for Romo, I mean, kind of had to do it on his own here and there. But yeah, I mean, it's a process. You got to get the block right, got to get the snap right, got to get the hold down, and then the last piece is the kick.
Laces out.
Yeah,
You know about Ace Ventura, Pet Detective? Maybe
no,
you don't. You're a young guy. You don't know Ace Ventura, Pet Detective? Okay, write that down. That's a movie with Jim Carrey, and the whole plot of that, the Miami Dolphins kicker goes crazy because he misses the field goal because the laces went the wrong way. And so you put that out on Netflix. That was something good for you to watch. I'm all over the place, but actually, you don't have much time. Tell people you graduate in a few days, and then Mississippi State wants you there right away.
yeah. So I graduate the 22nd on Sunday, and then I got to head out. I leave the 26th, then I got to report the 30th or the 31st.
And that's in Starkville. And tell people, I mean, this is the SEC. I mean, this is big time. I mean, tell some of the people that are in your league.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama, LSU. I mean, all those good schools. I don't think it hasn't hit me yet, to be honest. I don't think it'll hit me until the season really starts. But looking at these stadiums and the capacities and the fans and the atmosphere, it's crazy. It's top of the crop.
That's something. I mean, here in California,
Yeah,
5,000, 10,000. I mean, you've never done that. I mean, it's the kicking, but it's different. I mean, can you anticipate what I'm talking about? Having 50, 60, 100,000 people watching.
yeah. I mean, the average capacity at the SEC level is 70 something. I mean, there's a couple schools, with over 100K, and like I'm one of two Cali kids on the roster currently, so it's going to be quite the change. There's a lot of Southern guys on the team, but coming from the West Coast, like I said, it hasn't hit me yet, but I'm sure it will soon, and it'll be, quite the experience.
And have you been there yet?
Yeah, so it's nice. This is a lot different than the West Coast. You're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's a big college town. It's beautiful.
Right. No, that's the thing. Yeah, Starksville, Mississippi, and I mean, it's got to be like 2 flights. I mean, well, where do you fly to even get there?
Yeah, so you fly into Memphis, and then you do about a 2.5 hour drive down to Starksville.
Right. No, but it is. It's a world away. And you mentioned, as I said, yeah. I mean, who's the other California kid?
Man, I don't know his name, but I know he's from LA. I was looking at the roster.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's as close as it gets. Northern California, there's not a whole lot in common, but you're the two California guys. I mean, no, it is interesting. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, do you know about the Egg Bowl?
Yeah.
Tell people what that is.
Yeah, so the Egg Bowl is Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. You know, the two Mississippi SEC schools that go at it every year. Last week, the rivalry game.
Yeah, no, it's always on Thanksgiving night, and I never care about the Egg Bowl. But say in 3 or 4 years, if you're kicking, I'll excuse myself from dinner and say Jordan Kennedy is kicking. I'll be eating in front of the TV tonight or something like that. And
Yeah.
What about like your parents? Are they excited about taking trips to watch SEC football?
Oh, they're thrilled. They're thrilled. All my friends, all my brothers, they're thrilled too. My dad was actually an Ole Miss guy. He had a whole bunch of Ole Miss shirts, so I took all those and threw them away.
Your dad was a fan or went to Ole Miss?
Yeah, he's been to Ole Miss a couple times. He's more of like a fan, but he goes to a couple games here and there.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I look behind you, I see Steph Curry. I mean, you have, yeah, look at that. I got to get a background like that. Steph Curry, the Giants. You mentioned, see, I don't even know. Yeah. Tell me about your family. I don't even know about your brothers.
Yeah, so I mean, I got two older brothers. They went to Samarin as well. Um, they're doing their own thing, and then my mom and my dad, I mean, they were the ones who were really supportive of me transferring. They wanted me to. They were all for it. They supported me every day, and yeah, I mean, they're stoked. They're really excited.
Right. No, it worked out. But when did you have the idea? Like your sophomore year at San Marin? I mean, how did you even think? I want to go to De La Salle,
Yeah, so the topic came out, I want to say like right after my first semester of my sophomore year, and then right into my second semester, we did some papers and we got it through. So I knew I was going to De La Salle kind of like February of my sophomore year.
Right. Okay. And so as February your sophomore year, as you're playing soccer at San Marin,
Yeah.
you knew your future was at De La Salle. And then mention that because I know Derek Brown. Oh, here, that's also what I do to make this official. Oh, hold on, there it is. I always quote the Bundesliga, and you see, you know about this. And I look here. Tell me what number you play.
Oof. I don't even know what number I play. See, there's numbers on the field. It doesn't make
Well,
sense.
tell me what here. We'll go the other way. Tell me the position you play.
Yeah,
I'll
there
tell
you
you
go.
the number.
There you go. See, I play center back.
Center back. Okay, you are the 5.
There you go. Yeah,
Exactly. No, that's it. And I kind of knew that. I mean, I tell people about that. I mean, people think kickers are going to get like injured or they're going to get like they're brittle. Tell people how you play soccer.
I mean, I guess working out with the football team and all that, I got pretty physical. And then I guess some of the soccer guys weren't as physical, and I just played football, so I was a little bigger than some of them. And center back's fun, man. You do a lot of defense. You know, you get dirty. It's fun.
Right, that's the thing. It's yeah. No, it's fit. Did you play with Max last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell people who Max is.
Yeah, Max and Sevi are great guys. I mean, they're killing it. Max is at St. Mary's right now. Or is he
No, I think it's Sebi. Sebi is the made the St. Mary's team, and I think Max is just a student at Oregon State. But I mean, Max was physical like you, right? And you were protecting Sebi, right?
Yeah, I wasn't around long enough to, they're identical. They're hard, but yeah, they're both killing it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
Sevi's St. Mary's goalie. He's doing great.
yep. Well, I mean, they're tough to tell apart, but they should be easy. Sebi is in the gold. He wears all the different color. He's wearing the gold. Yeah, I'm joking.
Right.
But
That's right.
yeah. And what about what did you learn from Derek Brown?
Oh, he's a great coach. I mean, we won NCS last year, so there's a lot of high praises for Derek, and he taught me a lot. He taught me the brotherhood, taught me how to play, play as a team, and it was fun being under him.
Absolutely, and he's the best dressed, or has more fashion than me. I mean, if I could be half as cool as Derek Brown, I mean, and I think we tries, but I meant I couldn't even. Have you seen the sneakers?
I have. I mean, they all wore the same Nike sneakers at the games, but I've seen him around campus. He's got some
Right.
swag.
No, that's what I mean. He has a collection. I mean, I think he has more shoes than his wife, but I meant it's that's what he does, and he looks good. I'm trying to think, well, what else? Oh, what about, as I said, I think with like Justin Allenbaugh, he just wants you to hit. I mean, the less you talk to him, joking, but I meant, what did you learn from him? I mean, the head coach, you just want to kick. So what did you learn from Justin?
Yeah, I learned a lot from him. I mean, it he was a lot. He's a serious guy. He was tough to play under at times, but when you just kick the ball, everything's easy and he'll love you, and that's what happened. And we had a good relationship. I was lucky to know him my junior year. He was my teacher, and he just put the ball through the uprights, put the ball in the end zone, and I tried to do it as best as I could. And yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. I like him.
That's the thing. He's a teacher. What was he teaching you?
He was teaching me history.
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, he's a family man. Yeah, people think he's just a coach. No, he's a teacher, a family man, and also a coach. And what part of history? What was the subject matter?
Ooh, I think it was American history.
All right, I know a little bit about that. So okay, and then trying to think where else to go with this. I mean, yeah, maybe. What is your goal at Mississippi State to learn, and then when do you hope to be kicking there?
Ooh, hopefully next year by my sophomore year. I mean, if not, then hopefully by my junior year. If not, then hopefully by my senior year. But as early as possible. I don't think I'm a redshirt this year. I think I'll probably be on the traveling squad, but who knows?
And also, there's another thing you mentioned. It's the kicking. It's the kickoffs. Tell people what a weapon it is to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, it's a big weapon. They moved it. It's moved back 5 yards from high school, so now I'm kicking from the 35 to the end zone. But I mean, it's a lot of teams don't have a great kickoff specialist, to be honest. And if you can put it pretty deep in that end zone and put it at like a 4-3 hang, 4-2 hang, it's lethal.
Absolutely, and that also might be a way to get on the field quicker.
Yeah.
If you're late, yeah. I mean, there's different aspects, and no, but it's just what about school? What are you going to study there?
I'm going in undecided. I'm doing all the football guys. We got to do summer classes just so it's lighter on the season. But hopefully by the end of summer, I'll decide something. Hopefully something
Yeah,
with business.
and then just talking about this more. So it came about. Did it come about quickly? I mean, were you talking to them before? How did it actually come about? Saying, hey, we have a preferred spot for you. Or how did that come about?
We were talking for a couple weeks, and then I got on a FaceTime with their special teams coordinator, and we had been talking a lot previously before that, and then he offered me right on the phone there, and then like a couple days later, I got all the information about a whole bunch of stuff, and then I accepted like a week after he offered me.
Right, and this was what, sometime in April. Well, this was recently, or
Yeah, this was pretty recent.
right. Well, that's about this. It worked out. What did you have a backup plan, or you? What were you, or just what I'm saying? You were kind of in limbo there for a while.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, I think I would have gone JC. I was still waiting on a couple schools. San Diego State was a big one. But once I felt pretty comfortable with Mississippi State, I took it. But if it wasn't that, then hopefully I would have gone JUCO and then played a year at the JUCO level and then transferred out.
Yeah, no, let's think. It's all about opportunity, and as I said, well, that's it. Is make the best of this opportunity. I'm excited. As I said, did you know about Henry? Henry's at Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him personally, but
That's
I've heard
right.
a bunch.
Yeah, exactly. But I meant, we now have two SEC guys. We have Henry and you, and you're both in the SEC West.
Yeah,
I mean,
we play at Alabama this year.
okay. And also, I looked. You guys are about two or did you see that? How close Alabama? You tell people about this. I mean, you can
Yeah,
get to go tell people about this.
Starksville is like an hour and 30 away from Tuscaloosa.
There you
Something like
go.
that.
I mean, yeah. So no, I was just looking at the maps, and no. I tell you what, this has just been a lot of fun for me. I mean, I just do this for fun, and I knew it would be good. Like I contacted you like a week ago, and you said, yeah, I really want to do it, but oh, how did the finals go? You wanted to wait till after the finals.
Yeah, I
It,
wanted to get all that done with, get on summer, and then do this one Zoom. Finals were good. you know.
Yeah. What's your toughest one?
Oof, toughest one, probably like physics.
Yes. Okay. No. Yeah. No. I'd have to guess with physics. So, but no, that's good. I mean, this is all. Well, how about this? We're wrapping up a memory at De La Salle that's not football.
Oof, probably meeting everyone. A lot of new faces. There's a whole. It's a way different vibe. Public school kids versus private school kids. It's two completely different vibes. So getting to experience that was pretty cool, and that's probably one of my greatest memories.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll wrap up now. I'll give you the final word. Is there anything I forgot to talk about?
Nah, I mean, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome, Jordan. I'll hold on for a split second. I'll stop the Zoom and then I'll talk to you afterwards. Hold on a second.
Cool.